Hello, my name is Abdul Badawiya, and I'm here to talk about Honda Motor Company. Honda is a global company and is one of the biggest competitors in the automobile industry. However, I'm not here to talk about how great the company is today. I'm here to talk about how we can make this company even better by addressing some issues within the company. Honda is a big company with many influence around the globe. However, it over-relies on the revenues and sales it gets from the Japanese and the US markets. Honda needs to focus on trying to tap into the Asian markets and increase the sales and revenues in those markets, and doing this will eventually help the company grow even larger than it is right now. I propose they do this by a diversification and globalization process that I will get into more later. For now, I would like to discuss the main issue that I think Honda needs to work on. Honda relies heavily on the North American market. It receives 55.6% of its total revenues just from this region alone. It receives 12% from the Japanese market and 21% from the other Asian market is much bigger than the Japanese market, so for it to be barely performing better than the Japanese market is a problem. However, the main problem is its over-reliance on the North American markets. Honda gets half of its revenues from the North American market, and 45% of that is coming from just the United States alone. So if there were an economic crisis to happen in the USA and Honda were to lose its revenues from the United States, then the company would take on a huge risk of having to have a massive downsize, and it would be really bad for the future of Honda. The solution for Honda is to increase their marketing in these Asian markets. Honda has already figured out how to market in the North American market very well. Now they have to diversify their marketing plans because consumers in the North American market are very different to consumers in the Asian markets. Therefore, Honda needs to invest and research the different characteristics of the Asian markets so they can penetrate these markets. What would especially be good for Honda is if they could penetrate the Chinese market, which is really hard to get into. If they were able to do that, they would be able to increase their revenues and sales tremendously because it is such a big market. Basically, Honda's problem of over-reliance can be solved through diversification of the brand portfolio to ensure that its products address the contemporary needs of the automobile industries, such as costs, sustainable developmental goals, environmental awareness, advertisements, and sales promotion. Honda's main problem is their over-reliance on the North American markets. The reliance on this market can one day prove very bad for Honda. All it takes is for an economic crisis to happen in this market and Honda loses half of its revenue, which would be devastating to the company. Tapping into the Asian markets would not only help this problem, but it will help the company grow significantly.